Hello there. You are now watching Book Talk, a monthly review show talking about books, magazines, and music. Welcome back to the You've Been Invited Studios YouTube channel, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Did you see the moon in the background? I thought it was really pretty. It kind of was a paid actor, if you will. Shout out you, moon. You my girl. Well, if it isn't another month of Book Talk, welcome. Honestly, another welcome back to this channel. It's literally October. This is being posted. It's on Scudgy. Like, I couldn't ask for more in this situation. Some fun studio updates real quick with the YBI Studios website at ybistudios.com. The shop is on its way. Everything is like on time. Things are moving, flowing, going. So keep your eyes and ears out for when the studio shop is opening. There's going to be jewelry, accessories, a couple of ebooks available for download to read on your phones or, you know, your book readers kind of thing, digital reader kind of thing, blah, blah. No Audible books right now. Also no sponsorships. While I wait for my sweetened turmeric and ginger green tea, I'm just going to give a brief trigger warning to today's book suggestions, to this month's book suggestions. Sorry, I said today. However, yes, I do want to add a trigger warning for graphic language involving sexual assault and I feel like parental neglect is a good trigger warning too. Heavy topics, trigger warning for like heavy topics, that kind of month. Whatever. I didn't really funny of them. I'll explain it when we get to the book talk, but here we go. That's that. Before I wrap up this whole little intro, let me get my tea. I think that about wraps up all the anecdotes and updates I have for October Book Talk. All right, enough tea time. Let's get to the books. Book number 1 for October Book Talk is Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega, or Claribel A. Ortega, if you want to be fancy with it. Ghost Squad follows main character Lucely Luna and her BFF Sid as they go on adventures to thus, honestly, these two children, for a scholastic grade, like 4 children's chapter book, these two girls are taking on quite the heavy adult, if you will, topic. These two girls right here, while fighting spiritual entities, partnering up with spiritual entities, working together with cosmic forces to fight foreclosure in minority communities, gentrification, absolute parental neglect on one side that thus has many layers that a pure child just cannot fathom, but this child is going to be learning. Ghost Squad. Like, honestly, I picked it up because I read the back and I was like, hell yeah, how cute. Ghost girls fighting off, you know, spooky stuff and whatnot. But then I cracked it open, got some chapters in, and I had to like pause. I had to be like, after a chapter, and be like, oh my god, that was so emotional now that this has been added on to the plot and thus the story. This is a good read. I think this is a great read for, honestly, I would suggest it for probably 8 years old and up, with good reading comprehension, because it goes back and forth in a bilingual but more for slang and cultural context way. So there's a bit of English and a bit of Colombian in here, so I really enjoy it. This is a really cute book. Definitely spooky, definitely talking about ghosts, definitely October related, Halloween themed. Ghost Squad. I had to look at this cover. Look at how cute they are. Honestly, I love me a book that, because when I was young and I would read and I'd give the description of the character, of course you're like doing your best to put the imagination of like what this character looks like in your head. But I love that they gave me what they look like right here, because I like her fashions, I love their hair, I love like that I don't have to imagine it all myself. Because this book is very imaginative. This book really was a testament to my adult, super serious, analytical ass brain, to really open up and have fun and like get into a really imaginative, fantastical world of spookiness. So Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega is a great read for October for children and young adults and adults wanting to have a youthful read. Was that not the right word? A nostalgic, inner child kind of satisfying and healing moment. Book Squad. Paperback. Book Squad. Did I just say Book Squad? Ghost Squad. And that makes Ghost Squad our first book review of October. Stickers. Yes. I should also mention that Ghost Squad by Claribel Ortega is a Barnes & Noble October monthly selection. So shout out Barnes for putting on for Ghost Squad. Ooh. That's the monthly pick sticker. So I'm literally like finishing up Butterfly House, and then I started Ghost Squad and the Action Bronson book. So I've only recently gotten to skim the first couple chapters of the greatest beer run ever. So I'm missing a bit of probably a couple more unique anecdotes to this story, because the way to describe this story would be, it's almost like you're sitting down with some very East Coastian bro guy man dude, and he is just enthralling you with a old-timey war story. Like, it's not, I make it sound all sad because it involves like war, but like it does involve the Vietnam War. It's more of like a reflection story. It's the overall story is buddies sending one buddy to Vietnam to deliver some other buddies some beer, because life, sometimes you need to sit back and enjoy the little things kind of thing, kind of story, you know? But it's the overall tone and pacing. It's just so like Pete Lubinsky, 5'1", mom works at the diner, walks in through the door, them one jeans I hate. Like, there's a lot of these anecdotes that kind of keep the story alive and very like dramatic and very descriptive. I really like it. I really enjoy it. So I'm definitely going to be reading through this one. So if you're looking for, it's also going to be adapted into a major motion picture, I apparently believe. So, yeah, if you're looking for quite literally a memoir of friendship, loyalty, and war, this is the book for you. If you're looking for something outside of your usual reading topics and zone, this is a real good paced, like, I don't know, it's just a fun read. This is a fun read. This is a good one. I think it's a good one to read. This is a good one to read. Oh my God. Let me professionally try to wrap that one up. Just dudes being guys. The Greatest Beer Run Ever by John Chick Donahue and J.T. Molly. This makes The Greatest Beer Run Ever our second book review of October. Let's get on to the next book. And to close out October's book roundup, which I think was a pretty good roundup. I'm not gonna lie, Ghost Squad is like a very good read, and it's, you know, it's a children's grade book, so it's quite literally a quick read. I shouldn't go on and be like, if you read at a slower pace, boo you. No, I'm talking about like the story isn't boring and drawn on. You turn the pages, you want to know what's next, and eventually the book is done. That's how a great book is written, is that like by the time it's done, you're like, oh goddamn, I have to read it all over again. That's the best feeling, IMO. But Ghost Squad is a great book. The Greatest Beer Run Ever is a real fun one. Like, that one really makes you, I don't know, it's very, like, just so bro-y American, and it's very American. I guess that's the way I'm gonna have to describe it for some people, is it's a very American book, and I'm kind of into it. If you're into that, you're into that. I'm not gonna go and get picky on that one. Some people really don't like Action Bronson, and they have good reasons to not like him, and he's aware of that, and that's all I can really say on that. And I previously found him interesting. I have seen his couple of his Viceland series, his cooking series, and where he watches like Ancient Aliens with friends, prefacing, oh my god, this is the first book of YBI's book talk that I really got to put a lot of, you know. One thing I really think is gorgeous, and I just want to point out, I need to look into who designed this book with him, because this is so gorgeous. It's real. This one, honestly, this really gives the mood of the book. The book jacket has a color block in warm red to yellow hues, and the hardcover has color blocking in blue tones, ranging, you know, it's like, oh my god, this is just a really props to whoever you worked with Action Bronson to compile your graphics, honestly. Fuck It, I'll Start Tomorrow by Action Bronson is a true story, also meaning a memoir. This follows basically Action Bronson as he retells his life from as far as he can remember up to thus now, with Rachel Wharton, who transcribes his stories, I believe, for him into a series of stories chronologically that sum up his life to thus now, kind of thing. This book, much like The Greatest Beer Run, is a very East Coastian guy telling you some very East Coastian stories with a lot of twang, a lot of flavor, a lot of anecdotes, a lot of personality. It really feels like he's really right there telling you what you're reading. His voice is so confidently front and stage with the tiny voice that, you know, reads for you in your head, and I super appreciate that, because that means Rachel Wharton, his transcriber, kept it real, probably just, you know, chopped it up and down, made it clean and concise, you know what I mean? I like that. I appreciate that. It feels like a really raw book, and for that reason, the emotional aspects of the book, I think a lot of celebrity memoirs and not tell-alls, but more raw recountings of life have that effect on a reader. So the book starts very lightheartedly with him recounting his childhood and coming to terms with the man he was and the man he is to thus become, and then it gets a little more grim as he, you know, delves further into the man he was, and that's what makes the book definitely, honestly, as someone who is trying to judge people less, live their own life, be in their own lane kind of thing, and like fuck other people, fuck other bullshit, like really just trying to do right by myself and others, you know, kind of thing. This book was a really sobering, like it's the first time I think I'll ever really use this word and really mean it. It was a real sobering read because he is very open with some very graphic stuff. Not like he's perversely being over descriptive, but he's just recounting and retelling some very sensitive life moments that if you yourself are sensitive, you're gonna be real sensitive to this book. And I think that's why I really wanted to make it a part of October's book talk selections, because I think it's good as a reader to, you know, challenge yourself. I mean, this is a white guy. For me, a brown and black woman, you know, it's challenging in the way that I guess you gotta have to peel back his, what would you call it, privileges and, you know, of which, and as it goes on, but and really see it for a human existence kind of story. That's what I appreciate, and that's what I was trying to challenge myself to do here, and I'm glad I did, because he has a story to tell, and I was looking for a story to read. Crazy, right? Definitely wanting to pick up some more personal memoir biography books written by people, you know, alive and well today. I think I'm definitely going to try to add more of these types of books to this series. But this makes Action Bronson's Fuck It, I'll Start Tomorrow is October's third and final book selection of Book Talk. So thanks for that. We're wrapping up the books and we are moving on to the magazines. Yes. No. Yes. No. Okay. To begin October magazine book talk, we have none other than Prettier Jesus themselves, Lorde, for October Vogue, US Vogue. Forces of nature are your Lord, fashion in the great outdoors, and Lieberwitz in Wonderland, parkas in the wild. This issue also has Beyonce and the Carters on the back. Look at her back. Look at his hand. Look at his hair. Look at her hair. Look at their skin. Look at their eyes. Their posture. Their demeanor. I'm sorry, it's like her cover. I'm gonna go back. Their posture, their demeanor, the look in their eyes, their hair. I love this. Okay, let's just talk about this for a second. Super gorgeous. Look at her. She's wearing, I have to hold it like this because, like, look at her. It's so gorgeous. It's all like metal and wire, and it's like flowers, and there's like a tasteful underboob. Like, go Lorde. Go solar power. Go get solar powered. This issue of Vogue with Lorde, in her interview, I love it. It is very candid. It is very refreshing. They love her, and you can tell. Sometimes, not to throw shade at Vogue. I mean, let's be real here. I'm reviewing other brands' magazine publications other than Vogue, so let's not give Vogue their, like, act like they're the only one here. But sometimes Vogue, it's like, you can tell when they're more excited with who's on their cover, who's like doing the interview, and Lorde's is so just sweet, and they just let her speak on where she is now with her new album, as she is someone who allows her albums to be a ode to her life as it moves on in phases and waves. She tries to capture those waves for a moment for us listeners to listen. As well as Lorde being the cover girl, we have Quannah ChasingHorse. Sorry I sing her name, but look at, she's so pretty. Okay, Quannah ChasingHorse, who is, I believe, hold on, Alaskan, Canadian, and Oglala Lakota from South Dakota in the North American continent. That is her tribal affiliations. But isn't she gorgeous? She's been working with Vogue for a hot minute now. She was also in attendance at this year's Met Gala. This year's Met Gala. And she also, I believe, was the cover girl for Vogue Mexico, and I need to hunt me down and sniff out that Vogue for my collection. I have to. So go pick you up Lorde's October Vogue for just the sweetness it is. Like this packed with who's who. Michaela Coel. I like Coel. I don't know. Michaela Coel. Isn't she gorgeous? Right? I really appreciate her interview, like, you know, talk kind of in the back here, because she's a real, like, activist. Like, she really has persevered through a lot of, like, having a lot of success and people still not giving her credit, like doing all these like big things that people don't do all the time, and people being like, yeah, you know, I can speak to that being like annoying, and when you still have the drive and passion to work and just trying to get all that noise out kind of thing. So I'm really glad I picked this one up and read it, because like I really understand her now on a different level, and that's why I think it's good for y'all to pick up these magazines and support your faves, because you get to just get a little bit better at having an understanding of them. You'll never understand anyone you're a fan of, but you can at least try to be a genuine supporter of who they really are. To quickly wrap up, I definitely recommend picking up ELLE's October issue for Michaela Coel's story and brief breakdown and beautiful photography feature, as well as this issue got a lot of trend reporting in it. Like, I love me when a magazine is telling me what is currently in fashion, what they feel is going to be in fashion. Here are some ways you can actually be more fashionable. Elle is that girl. I go goo goo gaga over these aesthetic collages of like, here's an outfit, here's other ways to branch out the outfit and inspire yourself to dress like in this vibe if this is your vibe. You know, I fug with that. And this makes Michaela Coel October Book Talk's second magazine selection, review, and recommendation. Magazine number 3 is the Thrasher October issue. Behold. And what more did we get from Thrasher? Could you guess? We got more gorgeous, real, in-action skate photography. We got tons of artist features from the public, features from Thrasher readers themselves, and current activists, current influencers, skaters on the grind from the local towns, small towns, and skaters on the grind from the big town, big apple towns kind of thing, you know what I mean? Honestly, like, that's what you're here for. Like, this is art. It is photography. October roundup, as gorgeous as any Thrasher issue has ever been, in my opinion, as well as a catalog for shopping, goods, and accessories involving skate and streetwear. When you support Thrasher, you support skateboarding, so beware of what you support. Thrasher magazine October issue is the 3rd magazine of October's Book Talk. I had a September architectural digest, or I have another architectural digest that I thought was more, I don't know, I just really got my months all jimble-jambled. Like, I really did. And so I felt dumb because I thought I only had like 2 magazines for October's Book Talk, but thank goodness. So I bought this one a long time ago and read it, funny enough. But we have Architectural Digest's October 2021 issue, Bright Outlook, as our 4th and final magazine Book Talk pick selection. Honestly, not anything too noteworthy to go on and tangentially ramble about for Architectural Digest's October 2021 issue, but AED is always a great magazine to have for interior design inspiration. If you are thinking about buying or building a home, I mean, definitely that's where you're going to get inspiration from here. As well as if you are looking for new spots to vacation and travel. Definitely pick yourself up an Architectural Digest to inspire the wanderlust within you. That's not sponsored, but what a great thing, right? Like, I swear. Okay. And that makes Architectural Digest our fourth and final pick for October 2021's magazine selection. Now for my favorite part, let's move on to the music. My music shoutouts for this month are definitely more inspired, not necessarily, but what has been currently released, but who has really been around the past couple of months, feeding us people who are hopelessly crawling out of this pit that was dug from the isolation pandemic period, and I needed some music as I dig out of it so I don't think about how much digging I'm doing, kind of thing, you know? Fuck, there I go again saying, you know. I really need to stop saying that, you know? ALINE ROCHA, if I mispronounce that, I'm so sorry, girl, and Chris LUNO.
Hey guys, my name is Chris LUNO and this is the Desert Vibes Sunrise DJ Mix. Here we go.
ROCHA and LUNO are both mixed prevalent disc jockeys and have been providing YouTube with absolute gorgeous mixes for about a couple of months now, and I have been following both DJs. I appreciate me a mix. I like me someone who has flavors and tastes and wants to share it with the world. So ROCHA and LUNO, you are getting the October slot here on YBI Book Talk. Go and follow their channels as they upload semi-regularly, not exactly monthly. These two DJs are specialty known for being on location. I love me, my DJs. It's all blurry here, baby. So ALINE ROCHA and Chris LUNO, thank you from this little YouTuber to y'all for making your fabulous mixes. This dog hair. With that, I will be closing out October Book Talk's music selection, and that will also conclude October Book Talk. Well, thank you for joining me here at You've Been Invited Studios YouTube's channel for the October edition of Book Talk. I am your host, Sivan Alyra Rose. Feel free to follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Sivan Alyra Rose, but TikTok Sivan Alyra Rose _. Feel free to peruse YBI You've Been Invited Studios' digital goods that are there for you to enjoy, including our website at ybistudios.com. We are also on Twitter and Instagram, and where you are now, YouTube. So do not forget to like, subscribe. I really enjoy those of you who have left wonderful comments, being positive and lovely. It makes me feel really good that I'm making content for somebody out there. I always feel real lonely with my interests, if that makes sense. So I'm real happy that we can spend a little bit of time here together on Book Talk. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.